Humans! Design, Kaiba the Pug, here today to welcome you to the Super Deck Sunday. Daddy's gonna make his Super Deck Sunday episode super quick so he can take me to the park and I can visit my park friends. And I'm really excited for that. I'm also really excited for the bacon that's over here. Daddy, I want the bacon. Yes, baby, I know. I'm gonna give you the bacon. Okay? You did a good job introducing the video. Bravo. Put the camera up here so I can grab the bacon. Give you a piece or two now, and we'll save the rest for later. All right, that seems good. So as Kaiba said, welcome to Super Deck Sunday, where we look at decks of cards and hang out. Today, I did bring along a couple packs of Draws of Destiny to open as well, and we're looking at a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that I promised Mr. Tibbs that we would look at a couple weeks ago, but I never got around to. So this one is actually one of those that is really near and dear to my heart. There are 4 decks that I built that I put an insane amount of love into. Don't get me wrong, I love all my decks, but these 4 in particular are like my absolute favorite decks of all time that I have built. And I've shown you a couple of them so far on the channel, but I haven't shown all of them. And I gave Mr. Tibbs a choice that I would either show my alt WinCon deck, which is supposed to win without actually doing any combat, or my crazy ADHD deck, which is the one that I have here today. And I call it my crazy ADHD deck. Oh no, it's falling over. Apparently it does not like that angle. Classic ADHD deck. I was just going to show you guys Kaiba having some of his snacks. Yes, we have our breakfast. You're a good boy. I know. I get through the video quick so we can get to the park, so we can see your friend. Oopsie doodle. Apologies for the cut. I accidentally, when tried to put back the camera, hit the off button, or the screen lock button, whatever the heck you want to call it. So anyways, today's deck is, as I say, probably the weirdest Yu-Gi-Oh deck I ever built, but it's also one of the most fun to play. This deck features a variety of different archetypes, but they're all archetypes that are either really small, or they're archetypes that I just did not have a whole ton of cards of and felt it would be more entertaining to throw them all together in one deck. And that's part of why I call it my ADHD deck. The other reason why I call it my ADHD deck is because it just does so many random things that it kind of is all over the place, but somehow still is coherent enough to actually work. I'm just going to turn down the heater a little bit so you guys can hear me a little better without me shouting over the thing. So we're going to start off with the extra deck. The extra deck contains some Ghost Trick monsters. So we got the regular Ghost Trick Angel of Mystery. We've got the Festival. We've got Alucard. We've got So Cute Boss. We've got Dullahan. We got another Festival. Oh, there's a card missing here. There is a card missing there. I must have dropped it. Huh. I will have to find it in a second, because there should be a second Egyptian god slime too. And then there's a second Ghost Trick Angel. When I caught the cards that were sliding, I must have missed it. Give me a second, I'll find it. Bloody hell. As I was saying, there's a second Egyptian God slide. It got shuffled into my deck a little bit somehow by accident. So, those are the extra deck cards for this deck. So, I get where you would be thinking, okay, this is just going to be a straightforward Ghost Trick deck, which, yeah, Ghost Tricks are kind of nonsense, but, you know, whatever. Not just a Ghost Trick deck. This deck has a whole bunch of random shit. Oh, come on, card. I barely... Good God. We are just having one of those days today, guys. Even Kaiba's like, what the fuck is going on, Daddy? You are so off. Alright, so this deck features Dangers first off. So we got a Danger Jackalope. I love this guy, he's super cute. 502,000, that's pretty good stat line. All the Dangers are neat because if you can reveal them from your hand, your opponent then has to pick one card randomly from your entire hand, and you have to discard that chosen card. If you end up discarding a card that isn't the Danger that you revealed, you get to special summon it, which is pretty cool. In the case of the Jackalope, though, if you actually discard it, you also get to summon it, which is nice. We also have Spirit Monsters in this deck, because why not? I love Spirit Monsters, they're fun. So here's Aratama, 800, 1800, pretty decent stat line. There's my Danger Tsushinoko. I apologize for butchering that. Fushi no Tori. This deck also has Toon monsters. So there's my Toon Harpy Lady. Yaksha. Rasetsu. Toon Bookmark. It's a pretty good card. There's my... Oh, I grabbed two cards by mistake there. Toon Dark Magician first. Gotta show him off in all his glory. And then the Toon World. The original Toon World I have actually from the starter, from the MRI series, which is pretty cool. First edition. A little bit damaged, but still. Ghost Trick Mummy. Now we got some Ghost Tricks going on too. Ghost Trick Shot. Ghost Trick Jack Frost. Fiend's Sanctuary is actually a fun card. I included a couple copies of into this deck just because if you're doing all the ghost tricks and all the spirits and stuff, you still need to have something on the field for board presence. So this deck actually makes a variety of different tokens as well, hence why we have the Egyptian God Slime in here. So yeah, Toon Kingdom. I actually really like Toon Kingdom. If you banish 3 cards face down, this thing becomes Toon World when it's in the field. So it still does all the regular Toon World stuff, but in addition to that, your toons can't be targeted with card effects. And if a toon monster you control would be destroyed by battle or with a card effect, you can banish from the top of your deck 1 card face down instead and keep the monster alive, which is pretty cool. I like that. Swords of Revealing Light. Toon Mask. Ceasefire. That one's fun for the ghost tricks. Change all your face down position monsters on the field to face up defense position. And 500 damage for each effect monster on the field. Basically, it triggers all your ghost tricks and you're going to get a ton of damage out of it. Danger Ogo Pogo. That one's kind of hard to see the art. Oh, actually the artwork showed up pretty good on the camera. Ghost Trick Yeti. Hinokagu Tushi? Hinokaga Tushi. I think. I'm not really sure. Incredible stat line. The downside to the spirits is they go back to your hands after the first turn that they're out, unless you have something in there to keep them on the board field. Like I do have a couple of spiritual energy settling machines in here, for example. Izanami, Maharagi, Danger Zone. Come on to the danger zone. I can't remember how that song goes. Kaiba's just like, screw off, daddy, let's go. There's a spiritual energy selling machine to help settle my spirits down. Ghost Trick Fairy. She's super cute. Super, super cute. There's my other copy of Toon World, the limited edition version. Oop, 2 cards by accident. Another Ratama. Ghost Trick Mary. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Except that one's supposed to be Bloody Mary. Mystical Space Typhoon. Beautiful artwork on that one. Toon Gemini Elf. I think I have 2 of those. Ghost Trick Skeleton. Feng Shui, I think is that, or Feng Wang, something like that. I am butchering all the spirit names. Ghost Trick Yuki Ono. I think that one's supposed to be like a meme card, to be honest. A little bit. Toon Table of Contents. Classic way to get a Toon card into your hand. The Ghost Trick Ghoul. That one's pretty cool, actually. I like that one a lot. Danger Disturbance Disorder. Raigeki Break. Toon Mass Sorcerer. Danger Feats of Strength. The Dark Door. I think this is a really good include in this deck because it limits how much my opponents can attack me. So again, if I have only spirit monsters or if I have all my Ghost Trick monsters face down, that kind of thing, it helps me control the flow of combat to a certain extent. Danger Dogman. Look, it's a dog like you. No, nothing. Amano Iwato. I like the look of that one. Toon Terror. Just like a big slash through my card, unfortunately. That might be the sleeve though, I think. I think that's the sleeve, not the card. Yeah, it's the sleeve. So it's okay. The card's in good shape. Toon Harpy Lady, number 2. There's another Danger Jackalope. That one's in special foil. Special foil. Ghost Trick Witch. And I'm going to put the first half of these into the deck box before we continue. But like I said, this deck is just like insane fun to play. Like it's not like... Obviously there's a way I could optimize like all these different tribes and make or any of these archetypes and make them much better if I wanted to, but I think this is more fun this way. Mirror Force. This is another one of those cards that I threw in so I have extra blockers when all my spirits or ghost tricks go away. Statue of Anguish pattern. There's several trap monsters in here actually. Realm of Danger, Heavy Storm Duster, Danger Thunderbird. That one's pretty. Another spiritual energy selling machine. Danger Nessie in the gold foil. Metal Reflect Slime, that's what you need to actually get the Egyptian god slime out. So there's a few 2 copies of that at least in here. There might be even 3. Ghost Trick Lantern. Card Destruction. Toon Mermaid. Sedek's Blessing is a nice one because all your 2 monsters can essentially attack your opponent directly because they can't be blocked by creatures that aren't toons. So since 90% of people do not play toons, you're probably getting through with some direct attacks, in which case you can gain some life points. Danger Mothman. Mothman's pretty cool looking actually. They did a pretty good job with the artwork on that one. The red eyes are perfect. Magical Mallet, Toon Rollback. I threw in a Seal of Orichalcos just to have fun with this deck again, like it's crazy nonsense. It is going to boost the attack of all my guys. And there isn't that much nonsense that I'm actually special summoning from outside of the deck. It's the stuff that I'm special summoning in the deck that gets destroyed really bad if I play this card. So the trick is to try and get this one out early so that then I can just, so I can not have to worry about losing like all my danger cards and stuff like that. Because you can still special summon from your deck and from your hand while this is out. You just can't special summon from the extra deck while this is out. But anything that is already special summoned gets automatically killed when this thing comes into play. So, Yamada Dragon. Dark Dust Spirit is actually one of my favorite spirits of all time. I have this in several different decks. And I have a few extra other copies as well. And I've just always loved the way this guy just like comes in, wipes out the board, and then leaves like, hey, mic drop. I'm here, I clear the field, and then I leave. What are you going to do about it? Tune Page Flip. Ghost Trick Spectre. Danger Chupacabra. That one's got some neat artwork on it too. Spirit Burner is a fun card for your spirit monsters. When they come back to your hand, they deal damage. Whatever this is equipped to. Same with this one. This one, though, when it comes back to your hand... Actually, this one prevents the monster from going back to your hand, which is nice. Got a gold version of Danger Bigfoot. Swords of Concealing Light to go with my Swords of Revealing Light. Inaba White Rabbit is the soul card of this deck. I love that guy. He's my favorite, my actual favorite spirit monster. Like, my second favorite is definitely the Dark Dust Spirit, but this is my favorite spirit monster of all time. I thought it was insanely cute how it just kept like kicking butt in the game that Noah had against Yugi and against Kaiba. So yeah, fun. Ghost, another Yuki Ono, another Bigfoot, not hollow this time, and a different artwork. This is regular Bigfoot. This is Yeti Bigfoot. Orba Yasaka, sorry. You get to gain life equal to the creature's attack. Yatagarusa. Ghost Trick Knight. Another Anguish pattern. Tsukuyomi. Or Tsukuyomi. Another Gemini Elf. Sword of Kasanagi. For my spirit monsters as well. Ghost Trick Scare. Brain Control. Hebo Lord of the River is a fun one. That was one of the newer add-ins to my deck. After I actually stopped playing, I got a copy of this card. Thought that one just was too fun to not put in the deck. Toon Briefcase. Ghost Trick Go Round. Mimicat. That is actually one of the cards that I really loved when Pegasus played it. I thought it was one of my favorites that he played. So I was super stoked when they finally printed that. Ancient Gear Golem. Another Fiend Sanctuary. Nikitama, Mass Sorcerer, Warwolf, another Reflect Slime, evenly matched in the Super Special treatment. 25th Anniversary Edition. Printed right there. Asura Priest, Yaksha, Ghost Trick Shot, You're in Danger, Judgment of Anubis, because why not? Toon Summon Skull, Scrap Iron Scarecrow, and lastly, Shadow Toon. And that is my insane ADHD, everything kind of goes nuts deck that I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed that Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I know I went through it a little quicker than I normally go through some of my Magic decks, and I apologize for that. It's been a while since I played it, and Kaiba's in a bit of a hurry. So I want to rip these 2 packs and get you guys out of here and get myself over to the park so that somebody can go see his friends. Yes, baby, you want to go see your friends. I know. Maybe we'll just rip the 1 pack today, actually. Kaiba really seems like he wants to get going, and I don't want to make him wait too long. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there are 15. I thought there was only 14 there for a second. Yeah, we'll just rip the 1 pack. This will be a shorter episode of not Dollarama. This will be a shorter episode of Super Deck Sunday. Spontaneous Flight, 2 and a white. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn and gets a flying counter. And look at the cute Foxy. Aww. Spark Splitter, 2 and a red. 1/3, pay red, tap, discard a card, create a 3/1 red elemental creature token named Spark Elemental. Has trample and haste, and at the beginning and end step you have to sacrifice it. That kind of sucks. But okay. Pillar-Fired Ox, 3 and a white for a 2/4. Not going to run that anytime soon. Marauder's Axe, 2. Equip creature gets +2/+0, equip 2. Yeah. Apologize in advance if you're about to hear a siren potentially. Hazmat Suit used, 3 and a black. This is an unset card. Enchant creature, enchanted creature gets +2/+1, has menace. Whenever the player's skin or fingernail touches enchanted creature, that player loses 2 life. That is weird. Okay. Ooh, a Hollow Evolving Wilds. Pretty. Fabled Hero, 1 and 2 white for a 2/2 with double strike. Whenever you cast a spell that targets this thing, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Nice. Spider Rex, Daring Dino. I think that's the second time we pulled that one. But I have to go back through and double check to see whether I grabbed all the legendaries for the Spider-Mans and put them to the side like I wanted to originally. Jinxed Idol, 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, this thing deals 2 damage to you. Sacrifice a creature and target opponent gets control of this thing. Okay, that is going to be a fun card to throw into a deck just to mess around. I like that a lot, actually. Aerial Guide, 2 and a blue for 2/2. Whenever this thing attacks another target creature, gets flying until end of turn. It already has flying, not bad. Fastwood Gorger, 5 and a green for 5/6. Seismic Stomp, 1 and a red. Creatures without flying can't block this turn. Okay, that's not bad. Nath's Buffoon, 1 and a black for a 1/1 with protection from elves. Interesting. It is a rogue, so it's useful to me actually in my rogues deck potentially. Student of Ojutai, 3 and a white. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you gain 2 life. That's a pretty decent one. Natural Connection is our final card. Search your library for basic land, put it onto the battlefield, tap, shuffle your library for 2 and a green at instant speed. I'm going to take that any day. Sure. I mean, heck, that's a pretty decent selection of cards. Not bad, not bad. I think the Idol is my favorite. The Hero is the close second, but I really like that Idol. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to play with. All right, guys, let's call it a quits there. Kaiba is very, very annoyed. He didn't even eat any of his breakfast yet. Why am I sitting here waiting when it's park time? Yes, baby. All right, we take you to the park. Much love to you all from Kaiba over here and myself to you. Thank you for tuning in. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Love you all. Bye.